Shabbat Shalom, and welcome back to Storytime with Rabbi Fort, who's me. We are in slightly different digs than we were last year. As you can tell by the background, this is not where I am because I'm out of the apartment and now we are in a house, which is really exciting. And it's great to be able to be back and doing story time. I've missed seeing everybody, even though I can't, actually see you. I know that you're there. And it's really, really nice. If you hear pacing and moving around, it's because my dog has joined us. And not just because I like him and it's nice having him around, but animals play a very important part of the story that we're going to read today. And in fact, I want to dedicate this story time to a very, very special person. Everybody who tunes into a story time is special because it's just so nice to spend time together before Shabbat. But there is a particular person who I'm thinking about today. And his name is Steve Levine. And Steve is a huge fan, both he and his sister, of Storytime. And Steve would actually call my office and my assistant and say how much that both he and her enjoyed Storytime. And even though, he was a grown-up, it just goes to show that everybody likes a good book and everyone likes a story and everyone likes to spend time with other people who like stories before Shabbat comes in. And it's really sad to know that Steve is not going to be watching these the way he used to, but I like to think that Steve appreciates that we're still doing story time. I hope in some way he is still getting some enjoyment out of it, so this one's for Steve. Like I said, my dog is here because animals are very important to this particular book that we're reading. Of course, we're going to do the blessings over the bread. It's not challah this week, but it's something else, and it's still bread. And blessings over the wine, yada, yada, yada. And blessings over the children, very important, but gotta read a book. And the book is animal themed. It's called Naamah and the Ark at Night because not this week, technically, it was last week. But I was pretty close. Last week in the Torah, we read the story of Noah and the Ark. And of course, we know that Noah was a very important guy because he got all the animals in the Ark 2 by 2. And in the case of the kosher ones, you can eat 7 by 7. It's a very important thing. We usually just concentrate on Noah and maybe his sons. He had 3 sons. And maybe even we mentioned that they had wives. But we really don't hear so much about Noah's wife. He must have had a wife, right? Must have been someone else in there, and you're going to have some kids. You got to have 2 folks. So this is a book, a lullaby really, more than anything else, about Naamah. I'm catching a glare. Oh no. I'm going to try to angle the book a little bit like this. So, Naamah and the Ark at night. Must have been kind of scary, right? You're leaving everything you know and everybody you know and the whole world, basically leaving the whole world behind to go onto a boat because God says there's going to be a flood, and we all here know floods can be pretty scary. So I'm going to give you a boat, which is something you really want, and then there's a flood. But it must have been a little scary. It must have been hard to sleep sometimes. Thank goodness they had Naamah. I like the pictures of this one too. There. Here we go. There it is. As rain falls over the ark at night, as water swirls in the dark of night. Must have been loud too. You have to figure. All that water. As thunder crashes into the seams of night, as Noah tosses in dreams of night. It's hard for him to sleep. Big long beard. As restless animals prowl the night, as they pace and roar and growl at night, so they can't sleep. Naamah sings all through the night. Calms them down. She sings and strokes their hair at night. And you pet your dog or maybe your cat or hamster or guinea pig or I don't know, whatever lizard you have, you stroke and pet them. She sings a bedtime prayer at night. She sings for moon to fill the night. She sings for stars to thrill the night. All the different shapes you can make out of stars in the night to look like maybe different animals. She sings for earth and sky at night. She soothes her sons and their wives at night. 3 boys. Each of them has 1 wife. Na'amah sings all through the night. Even up to the giraffes, because they deserve some songs too. Over the ark song flows at night, 2 by 2 eyes close at night. And sometimes it just takes you a while to feel like you can sleep. I think we've all had those nights. And definitely if you're sleeping on a boat that's moving around that much. 2 by 2 wings furl at night, 2 by 2 tails curl at night. Tails curling, tails curling. Wings furling. Furling is kind of tuck in. Do not know what an animal is though. If anyone knows what that animal is, you let me know. I can't tell. I know that's an owl. I'll look at that. 2 by 2, the beasts of night are lullabied to sleep at night. There she is, walking through. Na'amah singing to everybody. Na'amah sings all through the night. Beneath the clouds that shroud the night, the ark sails long into the night. Now even she's getting tired. She's been up all night singing to all the animals, helping them to fall asleep, and Noah and her sons too, and their wives. Taking care of everybody. Cradled by the song of night, hush, hush, hush. Good night. And then the woman who wrote this lullaby, this song, this book, talks about learning about Na'amah, Noah's wife. Noah, the word, the name, the root of it, the core piece of it comes from Noach, so kind of to rest or comfort. And Na'amah is related to the word na'im, meaning nice and pleasant. And this is a book based on Na'amah's pleasant nature. Because sometimes when people are having a rough time, the best thing you can do is don't try to fix the problem, because how could she fix it? It was loud, it was a boat, it was a scary thing, it was a flood. You couldn't fix any of that stuff, but sometimes the best thing you can do is just try to comfort people and make things pleasant and nice for them. And be with them in that moment of tough stuff. I think we all know what that's like. So thank you so much for joining for the book part of the program, Na'amah and the Ark at night. And now I think it's time for some blessings. You can never have enough blessings, really. So first, it's so great to be back doing this again. I'm so excited. Over all of the daughters, the girls, so if you're watching by yourself, you can put hands on your own head. If you are watching with your daughter, you can put hands on their head if they are willing to let that happen. Sometimes you don't want someone to mess up your hair, you know? Sometimes if you're watching with your daughters, who are watching with their daughters, multi-generational is great. So for all of the daughters, you say, Yisimech Elohim Kisara Rivka Rachel Leah. May God bless you and make you like Sarah, Becca, Rachel, and Leah. And over all of our boys, so if you've got a boy, a son nearby, you can put a hand on his head and he'll let you not mess up his hair too much. It's okay. I can do that. If you're a boy and you're by yourself, put a hand on your own head. And if you are watching this with your son who's watching with his, all the generations, everybody's somebody's kid. Over all of our boys, we'll say, Yisimcha Elohim Ke'Ephraim Menashe. May God bless you and make you like Ephraim and Menashe. And over all of our children, so now the time of the big family group hug, the whole family together. And if you were by yourself, then I want you to give yourself a nice big hug and we'll do it together, you and I. Over all of our children, and remember, everybody's somebody's child. Say, may God bless you and protect you. May God shine the divine face towards you always. May you receive all of God's blessings, and especially the most precious of all of them, that of shalom, peace. And let us all say, Amen. And now it is time for the Kiddush and the Motzi. So hopefully you still have your wonderful big pretend Kiddush cup. It's okay if you don't. I'll give you a second to go get it. Go find it, open the box. I'm still unpacking things in my house. So You have to go unpack your pretend Kiddush cup from your pretend box. Maybe you actually have a real Kiddush cup. That's cool too. I actually do have a real one. If I tilt it too far, you're not going to see the grape juice and it'll spill. Ah, there it is. So, over our grape juice or wine. Maybe you have wine. I don't know what you. If it's pretend, it could be wine. I guess. So for our grape juice, we will say Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has given us the fruit of the vine. Grapes grow on vines. There you go. I could drink one, I gotta be honest. Kedem grape juice, the best. I told you I didn't have challah, because I don't. Usually I would have a stash in my freezer, but I've moved to a whole new place, and I've just not managed to build up the reserve of challah in there yet. So, got bagels, mini bagels, because I got a little mini man, a little 2.5-year-old, and this is pretty much all the bagel he can handle. So maybe you have real challah. That's awesome. Go get that. Maybe you have real bagels, or real tortillas, or real croissants, or real croissants. Yeah, I have a croissant. Use a croissant. Baguette, ciabatta, pita, whatever you got. And if it's fake, then it can be whatever kind of bread you want. So that's very exciting. Big fake English muffins. Who knows? Take your 2 loaves. If you only have one, we'll survive. Take your bread, and let's say Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Delicious. Just like a mini bagel should be. Thank you so much for joining me. Our Back in the Saddle story time with Rabbi Fort. Starting off, because we just read the part of the Torah that has the story of Noah in it last week, I thought, why not start with a story about the ark and the animals and Noah's wife, who never gets enough credit, Naamah, and the song that she sang to all the animals and the people on the ark. Thank you for joining me for the blessing over all of our children. Thank you for Thank you for joining me for the blessing. There we go. I knew I would get it out eventually. Over our grape juice or wine. Thank you for joining me for the blessing over the bagels in my case, but maybe challah, the bread. And thanks for starting off another wonderful year of story time with myself. And I really, really hope that I will see y'all at some point. And just knowing that you're watching and you're enjoying and we're bringing in Shabbat together, that makes me really happy to be doing this again. So it's good to be back. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Shabbat, and only lots